Paranormal Activity in January?
Well, that's just fucking great! Oh, great! You know what that is? Do you know what that is?
Great.
That's just fucking great!
Paranormal Activity in January. Okay, so Paranormal Activity The Marked Ones is a spin-off. It's not the fifth one. It is a spin-off of the Paranormal Activity franchise. This one stars a different cast, different director.
Andrew Jacobs.
Andrew Jacobs,
making his movie debut.
Yes. This guy gets out of high school, and after going into this old lady's house after she's died, he's been marked, and strange shit starts happening to him. And what do we do now? He becomes possessed.
Yeah. So this is basically an Exorcist meets Latino paranormal.
Alright, so joining with me in my review of Paranormal Activity The Marked Ones is my good friend Joe, aka Great Cupo Joe.
Yes.
Yes, he has his own YouTube channel. I'll link his channel in the description below.
Yes, and I've done my solo version as well in Austin.
I am in that as a cameo.
This is a short movie. Let's add this. This is an 80-minute movie.
Ooh.
This is
an hour and 25 minutes, right?
Yeah,
like
which is basically an hour and 20 minutes.
Wow. Yeah.
Let me just say this. First 5 minutes of this movie is, I mean, that's really what captures you.
Yeah.
And it's basically, okay, graduation's over, you're losing your interest already. If you're just reading like the normal script of this is boring.
Yeah,
it really is.
It's boring.
And if you read the second act, which is really what most of this movie is about, it's boring.
Mm-hmm.
There's really nothing. I mean, the jump scares, let's face it, these are jump scares that you're looking at.
I'll get to that in a little bit.
Yeah, these are really just 5 to 6 jump scares in the whole movie. You could just count them on your hands.
I felt like there was more the entire time.
Really?
I felt like there was more.
Oh, no. I could count like 5 to 10 on my hand. That's how many there were.
This was jump scare galore, just like Paranormal Activity 4. It really was.
I mean, I'm sorry if we're just out of it, but...
No, I fucking hate it as well.
I know. It's just... bad.
I used to be a big fan of this franchise. Used to be. I love the first one because, for one thing, I'm gonna echo Jeremy John's statement. I watched this review saying in the first one it was just one steady shot the entire time of the bedroom, and like you said, it kind of violates the safety of the bedroom. Mm-hmm. It violates that, and I agree with them because the entire time was just one steady shot. We would see nothing in darkness. We would just hear slow build-up sounds of ambient sounds, which I loved. That's what a horror movie should be like. And now it seems like that ever since this one, it just they've gotten lazy.
Oh yeah,
it's just lazy as hell now. Now this days it's like, oh, let's just get a jump scare.
Christopher Landon, let's admit it, he's written the sequels. He didn't write the first one. He wrote the sequels.
Yeah, which is, I mean, when Oren Peel, the guy who directed and wrote the first one, he knew what he was doing. And and with these ones, I mean, I will admit, 2, it was kind of okay. 3 was a step up because of what happens in the end. But with 4 in this one, they replicate the ending from 4 to this one.
Yes.
It's replication. It really is. I will not lie. I mean, as much as I hate this movie, there were literally only 2 things I liked about it. 2 things.
What's that?
There was a thing involving the Simon game. They used that as a Ouija board.
Oh yeah, the Ouija board.
I thought that was actually kind of cool. There was one part in particular where he's like, "Leave me alone." I loved it how the tone. The tone, the sound changed. It actually kind of creeped me out. I'm not gonna lie.
I thought it would have been better if even when he took out the batteries, it was still going. That would have been something.
Yeah.
Even then, the whole possession is not a very strong antagonist
it's not.
At all. That's what I don't like about possession movies in general.
No.
I mean, with the possession in The Exorcist, for example, that was really, at least the possession, at least it was scary, but at the same time, there was a believable character that was being possessed.
And not only that, it did some despicable things, too. Yeah. Very despicable things. And this one, it was just like, the only thing it did was just something against a dog. That was it.
Oh, hey, dog, up on the ceiling. Ha, 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 ha.
It did really nothing too great or anything like that. Basically, it was just a lazy movie.
Yeah, character-wise, I mean, here's the problem when you try to shoot characters like they're real people.
Yeah.
When you're shooting characters like real people, they're boring you to tears. If there's one thing that I've learned growing up, learning about script writing and, writing characters, is that if you try to write movies based on real people, nobody in real life is interesting enough to be written in a movie.
Right.
The acting is really good in terms of, pretending, believing to be real people.
Yeah,
but that's what hurts it at the same time.
Yeah, I mean, like, the acting is much better than it was in the previous films.
Oh, yeah.
I will admit, the main actor actually didn't do a good job.
I wouldn't be surprised surprised if we see him in later stuff.
Yeah,
going on.
his development, I actually kind of was almost attached to him at some point.
Oh, yeah.
I almost was.
But then he became the main villain. He went from good to bad. So, but once he turned bad, there was really nothing. It was like there was no motivation. He was just like, oh, just kill everybody off. And oh, how did you like the ending when it was just like boom, cameras off?
Well,
that's it.
Well, okay, now I will give credit to Christopher Nolan for trying to link it to the first one. I will give him credit for that. But at the same time, I'm gonna give away a spoiler here. Okay, they use fucking time travel. Okay.
Yep.
They use. Literally, I was talking to Cody about it yesterday, and I was just like, now that I think about it, I'm still trying to wrap my head around it. He just goes through a door. The door is not a fucking DeLorean or anything. It just goes through a door, and it just happens. I'm just like, okay, that happens. I was like, wait. How is a door a time travel? I'm like, here's my biggest thing when it comes to horror films.
What's that?
When I go home at night, I want to have a nightmare after seeing a horror film. I really want to have a nightmare.
Well, I don't. I mean, that's the one thing I look for is like, okay, if I know I'm gonna have a nightmare after seeing a horror movie, then I know they did a good job. Well, I'm gonna go into bed tonight like, I just wasted $10.
Yeah, and the thing is, like, if I turn off the lights in my house, I want to haul ass to my bedroom. This one, I turned off all the lights, I was just walking gracefully to my bedroom, and I slept like a baby the night I saw it. At first, I'm not gonna lie, I was like, you know what, it wasn't too bad, but then as I started to really sink in, I was just like, wow!
I'm gonna wake up tomorrow going, wow, what's for fucking breakfast?
I did have some of the fun because I saw it with my best friends. And I mean, every time you see a horror movie with a girl, it's better. I mean,
isn't that always true?
It's literally one of the most predictable horror films I've ever seen in my entire life.
And that's not a good thing.
No,
horror
it's
movies are
not.
supposed to be surprising and they're supposed to be exciting.
Overall, this movie's terrible. I mean, as a horror fan, yet again, I was let down, but I will watch The Conjuring to bring my faith back in it. Yeah. It's not scary, it's predictable, even though there's a few cool parts in it, but otherwise, it is literally one of the worst films of the year for me, and as a horror fan, it's one of my worst films of the year. It really is.
Well, I will say that don't spend $10 on this.
No.
Don't even spend $8 on this. This is basically the matinee thing.
Or 14 like this guy.
Oh yeah, it was like in the XD. That's why I say anybody that I saw in the theater, especially when it got to the end, it was like, that's it. That's how it ends.
Yeah,
everybody was left disappointed.
Yeah, same with my theater. Everyone was like, "That's it." And also after it's like written and directed by Christopher Nolan, everyone was like, "Oh."
Overall, I will say, not worthy of your $10.
No.
Not worthy of a night out. There's nothing you learned from this besides, message-wise, there's nothing you learned from this. And basically, horror-wise, it's jump scares. So I honestly have to give this a 0 out of 5. I have 4 criteria. If you can't match these 4 criteria, then I automatically give you a 0. You get an F.
I'm not gonna give it a 0. I mean, I will give it credit for trying to do some new things, but still, it kind of sucked. There were some creepy scenes here and there, but otherwise, guys, don't waste your time with it. It is honestly one of my worst films of the year. I'm not gonna go 0. I'm gonna give it a 0.5. It didn't scare me at all. If you don't have nightmares at night, if you don't haul ass to your bedroom after turning your lights off, it's not worth it. It's really not. It sucked. There's a 5th one coming out in October, which is just fucking great.
Oh yeah, Paranormal Activity 5.
Alright, so that was our review for Paranormal Activity, the marked ones, and thank you, Joe, for appearing in this review.
Yes, our first time doing a movie review together. I am surprised by that.
Joe has a YouTube channel named Great Cup of Joe. I will put the link in the description below. Check his channel out. He has also a review of this movie coming out very soon.
And I'm doing her next.
Until the next review, we will see you guys next time.
Arrivederci.
Seriously, do it. Do it. Do it.